Help save me. Hey fam, ain't nobody come save you. Out here by yourself. You out here all alone. I'm just letting you know. You gonna have to do the best that you can do for this point in this time. You gotta become the beast. You gotta go get. Hey, bless up fam. We back at it. We back on the land. And I want to have a conversation with you about survival mode when living in the woods. I want to talk about survival mode and what to expect. So I've been getting a lot of positive response, and I appreciate all of you all that have newly subscribed, and welcome in to all my new subscribers. Y'all been showing me love, and I really appreciate it, giving me feedback. And I appreciate that, man. That's like energy. Also, to those of you who have been there since day one, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. Continued blessings on your journey. But I want to have a real conversation with you about just surviving out here in the woods, right? Just truly surviving. Because whether we like it or not, you're going to have to protect yourself. You want to come out here, you want to live out here off the grid, you want to be in the woods and living in this beautiful life. It's cold. You pay attention to the weather. You pay attention to the animals. You pay attention to the vegetation. You pay attention to the sounds, the smells, the wind. You pay attention to a lot of different things, the patterns of the sun and the clouds. You connect to nature and what's going on. I don't care what man does. I don't care how man does it. I don't care what CNN does. I don't care what Fox does. I don't care what none of these cats do, fam. You gotta understand this. Because no one in this world is gonna save you, fam. Let me say this one more time. Let me close on in. Nobody ain't gonna save you, right? With that in mind, think about this, fam. When it gets cold, which right now it's unseasonably cold. Me and Shaka out here, just taking our normal stroll. You got to patrol your land. You got to make sure that your land stays secure. You need to put protection on your land. You need to make sure that you have eyes in different sections of your land, especially if you own acreage, right? If you own a lot of acreage, put you some eyes out there. Invest in some game cams. Invest in some things to help you know patterns, know trends. It's cold, but a lot of people are trespassing out here. Not necessarily on my land, but period. They trespass, whether we like it or not. They're hunting. They're looking for game. They're looking for different things. You still got adversity even out here in the woods, right? You also have to protect yourself against this weather. I'm here in North Florida, and the temperatures are dipping. This week will be very cold. I got a bunch of tropical plants, citrus plants, fruit trees, and a bunch of other things that are not used to this cold weather, fam. But what we have to do is make sure that we prepare ourselves. One thing about it, I'm not depending on the government to come out here and cover up my plants. I have to manually cover up my plants. And the wind blow and uncover them, I still got to cover. I got to mulch my plants. I got to protect my irrigation systems. Some of the piping is exposed. I worked real hard during the summer times and during the good times, spring times, to put infrastructure in. You got to make sure, you got to get up off your duff. You got to put down the controller. You got to put down the remote. You're going to have to put down the laptop. You're going to have to stop your job and tell your job, I need a break. I'm trying to keep this thing real because this is reality. You're going to have to save your time for days like this when it gets real cold out here, or whether it get real hot. You're going to have to protect your animals. You're going to have to invest in lighting sometimes. You're going to have to invest in hay. Do you know where to go get hay? Do you know get straw? You're going to bedding, all kinds of different things. Then also in the country, when hurricanes come and different storms come, guess what people do? They go ahead and they buy up everything that you need to survive through the hurricanes and storm. But guess what you need to do? This week is going to be cold at the airing of this video. So you best get up I know it's cold. You don't feel like getting out, but you got your homestead. You got your land. Get up, get out. Make sure you get your lights. Make sure you protect your animals. Make sure you protect your piping, your infrastructure. If it's icing, make sure you protect everything, fam. If you can't get out of your land, you can't escape your land, are you good? There may be some things that are growing outside. Go ahead and harvest them. Don't be afraid. Go ahead and harvest them, because you rather go ahead and harvest them, that, especially you got fruit. Like here in North Florida, I got a bunch of citrus, and it's supposed to get a little icy here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my fruit. Some of them not quite ready. It's okay. It's okay, fam. Go ahead and pull your fruit. Because what are you doing? You are protecting your homestead, your establishment, right? Go ahead and do what you need to do when you have time. Don't wait, and don't put greed over what you need to do for survival. A lot of times it's great to be a great committed person to everything, but make sure you're committed to you and your family, fam. Another thing that you want to do too out here is you want to think about not only protecting your investment, you want to think about continuing the food source. So there are going to be some times where you may have to cover up some of your plants. They're young. You just planted them maybe a year or so ago, and they still immature, and you may need to protect them. And what I mean by protecting them, be creative. Think about ways. I have put hay on some plants. I have actually took old blankets. I have took blankets that people would discard. I kept them in the summertime when people were throwing them out, laying them out, and I would keep those. I would go to businesses, people that would discard different things that had years of dated materials on there. I take all of those cloth materials and I would store them all up all year for this period of time right here. And then you go outside and you wrap your plants. You snuggle your plants. You still leave enough for them to get some sunlight, right? But then you snuggle your plants and you protect your plants, because the amount of work that you put in to plant those plants and do everything you need to do, you need to also protect your plants. And I get it, because I'm telling you, I'm preaching to the choir. I have sat down and didn't want to do nothing, fam. Didn't want to do nothing. It's Saturday, you know. It's cold out there. I don't feel like getting up. Get on up. Get on up. And then if it's real cold, go ahead and start your fire here in these woods. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and start your fire. Now I get it. Some of y'all right now is snowing where you are, or it's already past that point. But if you know it's coming and it's not past that point, go ahead and get yourself prepared. And I'm just here to motivate you to, like, whether you homesteading, where you getting ready to homestead, or you in the process of homesteading, this is a process and a factor of life, fam. There are no relaxed days other than, I think out here it's relaxed moments rather than relaxed days. I can remember when I lived in the city, I could sit back in my favorite chair and I had a fireplace during a day like this, and I've already covered up my plants over 2 weeks ago. I've cut my grass don't grow. That's the only thing I have to deal with. The cars in the garage, and I changed all my fluids in my vehicles, and I made sure everything is snucked away. And once I do that, I can sit back and relax, you know, when I was in the city. And it could last for months and I'm good. And a day like this, I'll probably take in movies, because it's sticky, icky, nasty outside. It's all wet, y'all. It's all wet out here. And it's moist. And the wind is slightly blowing every now and then. We get a gust every now and then. And everything is dead, even though it's green here. But it's really dead, because if y'all stick around, I'm gonna show y'all come when it gets warm what this really looked like. I could not walk through here, period, this summer. But now I'm able to walk. And during those times, that's when you do your cleanup. That's when you do your preparations for spring. Wintertime is a great time in North Florida for us, because that's when you can explore in deeper realms of your land. You can prep and get ready so that you can have accessibility during the spring and summertime when everything is overgrown. And then you could try to slowly manage it too as well. You can get big debris out of the way, so you can come out here and bush hog, and you can do all kinds of stuff. Especially for me, I have wooded land. I don't have pasture land. This is untouched as far as human living woodland. Now they have actually cut down and regrown for generations out here, but actually living there, according to the records, there have not been anyone actually living out here on this land. So this is brand new to this land, and everything is quite different. And I want to send a shout out to those of you all that are going through, whether it's snow, whether it's ice, rain, no electrical, no heating, or fire. We got a lot of fires going on. California, send my shout out to you all, and much love. It's hard. And this is the reason why I'm trying to encourage more people to get land and get rural land as a, like I said, diversify your options, right? Because if you had rural land away from the city and this and that, you might have a place that you can go and you can escape to. But one beautiful thing about living out here, fam, is that every day is a preparation day. Every day is a day for survival. And I can't ask for my governor. I can't ask for my president. I can't ask for my mayor. Can't ask for city officials. When a tree falls out here in this woods and I need to get out of here, guess what I gotta do? I gotta cut it up. When a pipe bursts out here, guess what I gotta do? I gotta fix the pipe. I am the city worker. I am the trash guy. I am the person that feeds my animal. I am the person when they sick, sit out there. When I hear something going on at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, I am the person that have to go and check on things. I am that guy that's police, security, sheriff, all of that. And if you're not ready for that, you might want to continue to stay in your comfort zone. If you're not prepared to get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes and just make sure everything's good, when you can't really see too much what's going on, you might want to keep sitting there in your comfortable chair. But if you are about adventure, you are about sustainability, and you're not really want to focus on, well, this party did this and this party did that, and this government did this and this government didn't do this or didn't do that, and this party didn't do this, and you just want to live out here and then live with the animals, wake up with the animals, go to sleep with animals, and live a different life, and life be hitting a little bit different out here. I'm just saying, life be hitting a little bit different out here. And even though it be cold, you get over it. Because once you're out here, you wake up with the cold, you go to sleep with the cold, things hit a little bit different. You wake up with the heat, you go to sleep with the heat, things be looking a little bit different. So I'm saying all of this to say is that before you think about giving it all up, selling everything, and then before you think about coming out here in the woods, make sure you're ready for the work. Make sure you're ready to not be influenced by what people say and what people do, what interest rate do and what the stock market do, what fluctuations of the world, all of that stuff, because at the end of the day, you got to protect what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. And the infrastructure and everything you need in life, you got to provide for it. You got to take care of it. You got to nurture it. Your plants, your animals, your environment, you got to take care of it. Somebody is on the edge of your property and they dumping oil, chemicals, waste, gas. You got to deal with it. If someone is going on a certain side of your property, they fishing, they taking out the fish, you got to deal with it. If someone cutting down trees, or your neighbor land been harvesting trees and they done crossed the border, crossed the line, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. If something is going after your cattle or your birds or your pets, you got to deal with it. And What I would like to see is, with no help, no aid, just like I would like to see more of our beautiful American families to live off grid for a year, I would like to see a lot of our politicians, I like to see a lot of our world leaders to go off grid and live without no aid, no nothing, for 2 years before they can get in office. Ooh, I would like to see that. And I think it will shed the light on what's really important and what's really not important. A lot of times we discard natural resources. We close to point fingers at who didn't do what and how they didn't do it. And then we promote economics over people. And I get it. But at the end of the day, everybody go on vacation. Everybody want a place to relax and be free. Everybody want a place of tranquility. Everybody want a place that they can be themselves and be accepted where they are. No matter where that place is, everybody wants those things. But somehow we forget about what's really important, which is living in life and living it. And what I call abundance is you got food, shelter, and water, and your health, and connection to the spirituality of who you believe or what you believe in, right? And you can be freely able to do it without no judgment. Most of the time, the only way you can do that is out here on your land. So fam, at the bottom end of the day, man, get you some land, get you some dirt, get you some land, and get you some dirt, and get connected with it. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, fam. That's all that matters. Till next time, don't forget to keep on growing. Grow.